All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where a world famous Twitter celebrity has turned coat and changed from Gervonta Davis beating Shakur Stevenson to Shakur Stevenson now beating Gervonta Davis after his spectacular performance against William Zepeda. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where times are changing. Shakur Stevenson has an excellent fight. Gervonta Davis has a not so good fight. And now some of my best Twitter best Twitter friends are turning coat on Gervonta. Because you know what they say, you're only as good as your last win. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much for your continued support. Let's get to this though. Man, boxing fans are really funny. Whenever you watch a fighter, if that fighter has a good performance, man, that fighter is the greatest thing since sliced bread. If a fighter has an off performance, all of a sudden his stock drops and he's at the bottom of the barrel. He can't fight at all. He's terrible. Well, never before have I seen such a quick turnaround between those sentiments in two fighters than I have with Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Because magically, after Shakur Stevenson beats William Zepeda, he's a shoo-in to beat Gervonta Davis, to beat Teofimo Lopez, to beat Devin Haney, to beat the crew. Now that he put on a good performance. Is he better? Is he any better a fighter today than he was 3 months ago? No, he wasn't. He's the same fighter. He didn't change. You just saw him do something else. But before I get into the details of what my opinion of this is, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much. Look, man, we got a whole lot of fair weather fans in the sport of boxing. And I'm going to stand up and say something about it on this one because one of my favorite guys on Twitter is named Ray Jackson. If you don't know who Ray Jackson is on Twitter, definitely look up Ray Jackson on Twitter. Very funny guy, always on top of the boxing news. Very interesting takes. Really good guy. So it's a pleasure for me to talk about him and his opinions about boxing. So when he came out and said that now Tank, this version of Shakur beats Gervonta, this version of Shakur beats Devin Haney, beats Gary Antoine Russell, beats Teofimo Lopez, and will beat Lamont Roach. All of those people are now food for Shakur Stevenson because Shakur Stevenson beat William Zepeda. Now, first and foremost, that type of stuff really doesn't work because you don't know what any two people are going to do on any particular night. You really don't. And just because he looked good against William Zepeda had a fight, his last couple fights against Tevin Farmer. A lot of people thought he lost his last couple fights against Tevin Farmer. William Zepeda is a good fighter, but William Zepeda is not a world beater. He's a high volume puncher, doesn't really have a lot of power to him. But what Shakur Stevenson did in the fight was Shakur engaged with him more. So it's almost as if Shakur getting hit more means that Shakur is a better fighter. I don't get it. If you don't think that he was going to beat him based off the performance you've seen him to date, I don't get why specifically this fight with William Zepeda would change your mind that much. William Zepeda was tailor-made for Shakur Stevenson. You could not have scripted a better opponent for Shakur Stevenson. Number one, Shakur Stevenson is a counterpuncher. He's not somebody he'll take the lead now. He will take the lead if your hands are at home. However, for the most part, he's a very, very solid counterpuncher. William Zepeda gives you the opportunity to counterpunch because he punches so often. Now, in this particular fight, he knocked down some of the activity of Zepeda because of the counterpunching, but still, Zepeda is going to allow himself and open himself up because he's a pressure fighter who wants to throw a lot of shots. That's not the case with Gary Antoine. Well, that is the case with Gary Antoine Russell. But if we take Gary Antoine Russell, for example, I have Gary Antoine Russell beating Shakur. I don't see him countering Gary Antoine Russell with Gary Antoine Russell's speed the way that he's countering William Zepeda. So, I can get with Shakur. First of all, I've always thought Shakur Stevenson was a great fighter. Still think he's a great fighter. But my opinion doesn't change of him based on William Zepeda for Gervonta. The only thing that really stood out to me in the fight from what I saw about Shakur relative to Gervonta is the fact that William Zepeda almost knocked him out, according to his daughter, right? Because he hit him with that, I think it was a jab he hit him with, and he buckled him, and he seriously got buckled. Now, if Shakur Stevenson if Gervonta Davis hits you with that, more than likely you're going to go night-night. 9 times out of 10, you're going to go night-night if you get hit by that shot. So if Shakur Stevenson is going to be more engaging, then I don't know how well that's going to work for him in Gervonta. However, I will say that I think that it does make him a lot more entertaining fighter. It does make the fight a lot more intriguing, and it does make the fight more inviting for fight fans because we know that at least there's a chance that Shakur Stevenson will stay there and try to counterpunch right with Gervonta Davis there. But do I think that Shakur is going to put on a performance that is going to be like a one-sided washing of any of these guys? Yes, I do. But the person that I think it'd be a one-sided washing of is Devin Haney. Because Devin Haney already jumped out and left the weight class, so you're not even going to see that. At the end of the day, though, one of the biggest and the best fights, if we can possibly get it, is going to be Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. And if those guys can get in the ring, I think it'll be a classic fight. But the problem is going to be whether or not really Gervonta Davis is invested enough in the future of his career to get to that point. There was a point in time where he was saying that he was looking forward to really, fighting and knocking down all these guys. But then after that, he said, man, I got 2 fights left, 3 fights left or whatever. And then he said he didn't lose. He got a draw. He said, oh, man, it looks like it's back up to 4 now. And now it's hard to find a date for him to fight because he just doesn't seem like he is he just doesn't look like he's exceptionally focused on the sport right now. And who knows if that's ever going to change, man, because he's really got to the mountaintop already. Anyway, Shakur and him, I don't even really know if Shakur and he would be as big a fight as what happened between him and Ryan Garcia. So all in all, man, it's just interesting stuff. Can't wait to see how it all plays out. Please let me know what you think in the comments section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.